So I noticed in the comments a lot of people that want to live in their vans as well. And I know they watch mines and other videos and they, are contemplating that lifestyle. Those videos show a lot of the pros to living in a van, but what about the cons? What about the bad things about living in your van? Are you curious about that? Do you want to know what those things are before you get out here and attempt to live in your van? So if you want to know the cons that I have personally encountered while living in my van, let's go.
Have you ever felt? Are you listening?
Living in your van has its allure, but it's not all rainbows and road trips. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you. So I'm going to give you 6 things that are cons. The worst things about living in your van. I was going to do 5, but there is a 6th thing. And let's just jump in and let's tackle that first thing. So the first thing is parking. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to park at night? What are you going to do about what you do overnight, what you do during the day? Have you thought about that part? So there are a lot of difficulties with finding parking. Like, for instance, I know this area that I'm in very well. I lived here before a couple times, and my daughter lives here now. And so I've been all over the place in this area. So I know about places that you can go and places that you can't go. For one of them is Walmart on this side of town where my daughter lives. They don't have overnight parking. So what are you going to do if you are in an area that has no overnight parking at Walmart? Where else can you go? There is a Walmart that you can park at because this, some places are big enough to have 2, 3, 4 Walmarts, and this is one of those type of places. So you can park across town at the Walmart. There is another one going out of the town. There's a Walmart there, and I believe that one has overnight parking. But what if that's not your area? So now you have to drive from the area you want to be in to somewhere where you can park. What about parking in neighborhoods? You could park in some apartment complexes, but a lot of them have you have to have a sticker on your car, and a lot of them actually have tow trucks that read your tags. They know whether you belong there or not, so you have to be careful about those places. They have some commuter lots. The one on this side, it is rather new, and I haven't seen any RV Parky or iOverlands, anything like that about parking there. Maybe I'll have to try it out and see if it's okay. I believe it is. There is another one across town that is marked by, I think, RV Parky that you can park at. So those are some places. Sometimes I'll go to what you call shopping centers during the day, and a lot of them don't have any signs that you can see, but you have to ride around, and that's the bad part about living in a van. You have to do recon to figure out where can I park. Now, I have parked at Planet Fitness. It is 24 hour, but I didn't like that situation because it was stuff going on in the middle of the night. I don't know that I will park there again. I don't know. It might just been a fluke that night. Might be just nice and quiet every night. I'm not sure. I have parked at the Cracker Barrel. It is off of 95 and it is rather noisy, but it's doable. It's safe. And I parked there, and recently I watched a video of the ethnic explorer, and he parked there. He said the same thing about the noise, but we both, he slept there and I slept there. I was able to fall asleep. And I'm not a heavy sleeper. I'm kind of a light sleeper. And I think if I can get to sleep there, then you probably could get to sleep there. Where else? There are truck stops, but sometimes, like in this area, the nearest truck stop, I want to say, is like 40 miles at least. So there's that. If you want to park at a truck stop, there's 40 miles to do that. And if you are staying in a particular area, you don't want to drive that 40 miles every night. So you have to think about those type of things. And what do you do during the day while you're in the area? You can go to the library and hang out at the library. They have free Wi-Fi. You have a place to sit. A lot of people charge up their power stations there. You have shopping centers you can go to. I see a lot of people that sit in the shopping center. The Walmart that I was speaking about that you can't park overnight, I do see a lot of people that park there during the day. So there are places that you can go. Right here in this park that I'm at, there's somewhere that you can park during the day. Because when I used to be here before, I would come here, make my coffee, make my breakfast. If I had to do any maintenance, like charging my Blue Eddy with my solar panels, I will come here to do it. If I had to clean out something, I will come here to do it. Things like that. So because it's a kind of busy park, but nobody's really checking for you, So that's somewhere you go. Now, there are other parks in the area, but they have limited parking, or they're super busy. It's always somebody there. I don't want to just pull out stuff in my van while it's a whole bunch of people just gawking. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So that is a con of living in your van. Now, number two is lack of amenities. Forget about regular access to a full kitchen, a nice bathroom, even consistent electricity. You are often reliant on your power station, restrooms at truck stops, gyms, showers. You have to have portable cooking essentials or setups. You don't have those same setups as you did when you were in a sticks and bricks. So you have to adjust yourself. You can move around. You can go from room to room, and you can wave your arms around, dance or whatever, but you can't do that in here. You can move from the front to the back, from the back to the front. And that's about it. In and out and in, and that's about it. Now I can stand up. A lot of people could stand up because they're taller than me. I'm only 5'3". So you won't have those same amenities that you had when you lived in the sticks and bricks. Now, can you deal with that? I don't have the luxury of having a big transit van, with all the bells and whistles and whoop-de-woo. So my little cheap old van has to do for me what I needed to do. Luckily, I'm pretty much a laid back person, kind of introverted. I like being alone, so I'm good. I'm good on moving around. I don't need to move around a lot. For what? I can just relax. I can chill. And that's basically what I do anyway. So that's one of the cons. I think I said number 2 for the last one, but we're on number 3. Okay. 3, maintenance issues. So your van is your home and vehicle. So any mechanical problems that you have can disrupt your life significantly. Maintenance is crucial to living in your van that is also your home. So you need any little sound, your tires, your tire pressure, all those things you have to take care of. Now, when you're living in a home or apartment that you rent, you don't have those problems. You don't have maintenance problems. You just call them on the phone. They come fix what you need to be fixed, and they on their merry way. But this is on you. You have to take care of these things. And if it costs you money, then you have to be without your home until they get it fixed. Most places, I find that is not going to fix whatever's need to be fixed in one day if it's something mechanical. Tires, things like that. Of course, you can go and get those and you can wait in the waiting room. But what if it's something that needs a couple days to get fixed? What are you going to do? So one thing I can tell you is I have a video on what if you break down and how to prepare for a breakdown. So you can check that video out. So safety is an issue. It's a concern. So going along with the parking situation, you have to be secure in where you park. You have to know that it's a safe place to park. And you need to have some type of security in place for yourself, to protect yourself. So I have a few things that I keep with me for those purposes. I also am looking into getting some window cameras. So when I get those, I'll tell you about that. But you do need to have something in place for safety purposes. Social isolation. So when you're in your van, unless you have a partner with you, some couples live in a van, but from my experience, the majority of people are by themselves. So you're isolated from people. And if you're an outgoing person and you like to be around companionship, you like to be around people, you like to be moving and grooving and things like that, then you will have to make some adjustments, because for the most part you will be by yourself. It's not like you could go to the park and go up to people and just hang out with them. They're total strangers. You don't know those people. They could seem nice at first, but they might not be nice because you don't know. But you have to put those things in place before you live in your van. Maybe have join some van meetups, or camp with somebody. Something like that would be for you. But if you are an introvert, like I am for the most part, it doesn't bother me. I like being by myself because I don't have to answer to anybody. I can do what I want when I want, and that's fine with me. But sometimes it does get lonely. And in those instances, luckily for me, I have children in the area, and I can just go over my daughter's house, go over my son's house. If you've watched my channel for a while, I stayed down at my son's. Well, I've stayed a few times, but I did a video on how much I spent when I stayed there for the whole month of November. And, you know, when I wanted to, I could go over and play with the baby. I could go over and talk to my son, and that was fine. But, you know, it was only maybe a couple hours because I actually don't mind being by myself. But if you are not that person, then you have to figure out what you're going to do about that situation. And the biggest one for me, number 6, is limited space. Now, van life is tight quarters. Tight quarters. You don't have a lot of space to store everything that you had in your house, of course. So you have to whittle down what you think you will positively need in that van. If you don't need it, you need to put it somewhere, sell it, put it in storage, give it away, whatever, because you don't want to be crowded with a lot of stuff. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm dealing with when I move in and out and in of my daughter, for instance, or my son that's in Georgia, or my daughter that's here. It's a lot, you guys, because, you know, I might stay with them for, you know, a while, and then I accumulate things while I'm there. So now I have more stuff than I started out with to put back in my van. Also, if I'm carrying things like camping equipment in case I go camping while I'm in their area, that's more stuff that I have in there. So that is a con, because you have to decide what you will absolutely need in that time and space. Oh, look at this mess. This is all the stuff that I accumulated while I was at my daughter's. Some of it I already had, like this little blow-up sofa, but I got the new water filter. I got the new Bluetti. I still have my old Bluetti, and I just haven't put it all away. I accumulated some clothes that are back there, all the way back in the back in that bag. I brought me some new clothes. My daughter brought me some new clothes. So even in this pillowcase here, there are clothes in there. So that's what I mean about having to adjust to your surroundings and figure out what you need and what you don't need. So the things I accumulated, some I was at one daughter's house, and now I'm going to another daughter's house. And while I was at my other daughter's house that I'm coming from, she realized that I had some things in her closet from 8 years ago, you guys. 8 years ago. Luckily, most of it was knickknacks and frame art. And I had quite a bit of family photos that they were in a box in her closet. So it's a good thing. That I actually looked in the box, because my first thought was, man, this stuff is here for 8 years. And if I haven't missed it, then I might as well just throw it away, right? But something said, no, go look at it. Turns out I also had a commemorative photo album set from when Obama became president. It's a box set. I never used it. I don't even think I looked at the pictures in there or whatever's in there. I never looked at it. So I have that. I had some important papers that I kept in a file folder type thing. I had a box of recipes, and that was in a box set. A lot of knickknacks. And then one box I had, when I had my apartment, I had a square grouping of photos of different flowers. It was really nice the way I had it set up. So I had all of those pictures, and underneath there were a couple photo albums and packs and packs and packs of photos that I got developed from trips, my grandchildren, my children. So it's a good thing that I looked in those boxes, because I was thinking those pictures were in my storage, but they were in there. So that's a good thing that I looked. So what I'm going to do is hold on to the stuff. Maybe I have a couple grandchildren that may be getting their own place this year, and so as far as the knickknacks and the pictures and things like that, they might want some of that stuff. Plus I already have other things that they might want in my storage. My old bed, it's you know, the frame is really pretty new, and the box spring is fine. They would probably have to get another mattress, although my mattress is fine. But you know, a lot of times, you know, you want your own mattress. I have a bar in there. I have you know, just different things that they may be able to use, pots and pans, things like that. But I'm glad I looked. But for this stuff back here, I'm going to wind up taking a lot of it to storage. And, you know, we spoke about this in my video about how much I spent in November and what my bills are every month. And my storage is one of those bills. So I'm glad I have it for this purpose. I do want to downsize it so it's very minimal, and I can cut my storage bill in half if I can get a smaller unit. But that won't be until when it gets warm outside, and I can go through, my grandchildren can come and help me to get rid of the stuff. Now I know my oldest granddaughter, she loves to organize, and that's where I usually get to go through my things, because half of it she'll be like, oh, my mom, can I have this? Because I do have some nice things, and that's gonna take care of that. So anyway, I just thought you guys would like to know what the worst things are about living in your van. Unfortunately, that's going to be with anything, even living in a house, even living in an apartment. You got noise, you got people walking over top of your head, you got neighbors, you got all kind of stuff. So it's going to be everywhere. So don't get discouraged because of the cons in this video. Just adjust yourself to the cons that I spoke about, because you're going to have them anyway, wherever you are. If you're living in a sticks and bricks or a van, a car, whatever, life is pros and cons. And it's not going to always be pineapples and pumpkin seeds. You know what I'm saying? Not pineapples and pumpkin seeds. I don't know. Something good. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Give it a like. Try to get it to 500 likes. My last video didn't do too well, which was surprising to me, because if you're a prepper, that's like prepping 101 to have some type of water source. But anyway, if you haven't looked at that video, please go watch that video so you know that you can have a water source that's readily available for you to use. But I'm going to bid you adieu, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.